Okay. Question of the day. Does social media create unity or isolation? I'm here today to talk to you about some of the negative as well as positive effects that social media has. Because of the heavy use of internet and social media in recent years, there has been many physiological and psychological problems as a result of this continued use. So today I would like to talk to you or share with you some of the findings I've discovered in how social media can negatively impact our lives. First, let's talk about what some of those negative effects are. It can't be that bad, right? Wrong. When I look around and I see all these people on their phones not paying attention to what's going on around them, I ask myself, what made it come to this? Why aren't we talking to the people who are right next to us? I say the internet. No, it's not one app or website in specific, but since the internet has been around, more and more people are becoming less connected with the ones who are right beside them. Sounds ironic, right? Because I thought social media was something that was supposed to bring us all together. While several people, such as Rob James from the Graham Jones Psychology website, believe social media has the power to unite us and connect us all, a study done by Robert Kraut in 1998 found that the more people that used the web, the more lonely and depressed they felt. He also found that on a subconscious level, after the first time someone went online, their sense of happiness and social connectedness dropped over 1 to 2 years of using the internet. So a quote from the same website by Rob James says, too often sites like Facebook create an artificial perception of others, and that means that you lose perspective of what's actually important. And I don't think this could be any more true. People today are too worried about how they portray themselves on social media. Everyone tries to create this perfect image of themselves, but it seems like no one is ever satisfied and with like being happy with how they look, and it just becomes this vicious cycle of just wanting to be better and not satisfied with your social media accounts. So we've come to the conclusion that too much of a good thing can turn into a bad thing. But why is that? What makes social media so bad? There are several health concerns associated with the frequent use of the internet. And it's not just what it's doing to our social skills, but to our body and mind as a whole. According to a report by the Common Sense Media, kids aged from 8 to 18 spend a little over 9 hours a day using types of media such as social networks, TV, music, and anything in between. That's more time than some kids sleep at night. Another study done by the HP Labs says that the overuse of social media can actually impair your ability to think independently, and it also makes you more susceptible to peer pressure. For example, you might get on Instagram and think this one baby picture is cute, but it might not have very many likes. And then you go to look at this other picture, and it has this other baby picture, and it has way more likes, but you decide to like the one with more likes because you don't want to feel out of place for liking the one that doesn't have as many likes. So numerous studies have shown that social media can virtually isolate us, pun intended. Some people are too busy looking down at the superficial world on their phone, computer, or tablet and don't see what's physically going on in front of them. When we lose the face-to-face interaction over time with continued frequent use of social media, this causes kids' social skills to decrease or decline as well. But with all this negative talk about social media, is there anything good we can take away from it? Sure, sites like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram get a bad rap for some of the vulgar, negative, and degrading things that are posted to it, but a little bit of good can always come out of that, right? A CNN report by Kelly Wallace interviewed Eileen Maggio, a mom of 2 from New York, who closely monitors her daughter's Instagram accounts. And Maggio said that I think social media is just as damaging, or I think just as damaging as social media can be, it can also help build self-confidence too. So in fact, another report done by the Common Sense Media said that 1 in 5 teens said social media makes them feel more confident compared to the 4% who said makes them feel less so. In a survey of more than 1,000 13 to 17-year-olds, 28% said that social networking made them feel more outgoing versus the 5% who said it made them feel a little more self-conscious. And okay, so this is a picture of a bunch of kids on their phone. There's a big group of them, but they're not like interacting with each other. And then this is some stats I found, and it says 45% of people feel worried or uncomfortable when they're not able to access their social networks. 60% of people feel the need to switch off their phones to have a break. 66% of people have a difficulty sleeping after using social media. And 25% of people have relationship difficulties because of confrontational online behavior. So while I was writing this speech and observing how myself and others feel about social media, I have found that in my opinion, Facebook and all these other apps are doing more harm than good for me. So I have challenged myself to delete all social media apps from my phone for 2 weeks and see how I feel better, or to see how I feel afterwards. Will I feel better about myself, or will I feel less connected? And I'll just show you me deleting the apps off my phone. Okay, deleting. Yeah, you get the point. I'll delete them later, but so today I have shared with you some of the statistics and dangers of social media can have on younger people. So maybe your grandparents weren't crazy after all by telling you to get off your phone. Since the internet has become such a large part of our lives, it is always good to know some of the dangers that come with it. And I thank you for taking the time to watch my speech.